back up a little too far. Yeah, I was trying to resume the other one, but it was the weird thing is it was still streaming. So I don't know how that happened, but um so I know a few other people came in, so I don't know if they'll be back. Yeah, that's my first time having to deal with that. And then I'm not on live often, so I wouldn't have known how to get out of it. But well, the way that it was set up, it looked like that there could have been an option for me to resume, but I just didn't know how to do it. The thing is, if the that's different for everybody. I couldn't really tell you specifically how I do it. It just happens. It's more so my spirit guides than the cards. I just use cards to clarify. Mostly, if you were in my live before it ended, you would see that I connect with my spirit guides before I pull cards. The cards just give me clarification and they just give further insight and confirmation into something that I probably already saw without the cards, is what they do. And I feel like spirit gives me the messages with those cards. I don't feel like it's um yeah. Um I think anybody can read tarot because I mean, just go off of what you feel. It's about trusting your intuition more than knowing how to use it because I don't really think you can be taught how to use your intuition because everybody has it. Um, but not everybody is meant to use it in a as a higher power. Yeah, for each person it's going to be different, so you probably won't be able to do that anyway. Um, because yes, there are standard meanings to cards. However, I would think you would need to go by um what you feel for each person, or if you're doing a reading for yourself. It's not, say, the strength card, it obviously means pulling through things and having courage and having strength, but it's not going to mean that for every single person's situation. So um yeah, it's going to be different for everybody that you read for. Sometimes they don't. put the actual meanings to it, and that's it. Um, yeah, that's just somebody, I guess, because not all tarot readers, not all oracle card readers, not all of them use a not all of them have a high intuition. Not all of them are even psychic. There are just some readers who just go solely off of the cards. Not every tarot reader actually has a gift other than reading cards. Or maybe they do and they just don't use it. But Happy New Year, Shabana. If anybody I had a live previously some minutes back and I ran into some technical difficulties, so I had to start a new one. So I'm just resuming from there. If anybody would like a prediction that hasn't gotten one, let me know. It's just a general prediction, no specific questions, just me telling you something that may come up for you at some point in the year. And it's probably going to be quick. I'm trying to keep it quick so I don't get too drained and too stuck on one person. So, yeah. Yes, Shabana. Just give me 1 second because I need to reposition this chair because I do not like why it's sitting right there. But, and this is even worse. I don't know how I had it. Hey, Anto. Happy New Year. So, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, Shabana. So, if anybody would like a prediction, just let me know. That hasn't had one. Um, Shabana, are you still here? Okay. um, so Shabana, you have so it may or may not be about love or a relationship. It's general, so anything could pop up. Um, it is just a prediction that I'm getting from my spirit guides along with whatever card you get. But it could tie in with something you want to know, but it may not. I'm not tuning into anything specific, but if it comes up, it comes up. So you have Queen of Swords. I was getting to that before you mentioned it. Do also give me some time so that I can tune in to see what I see before telling me anything, because I like to work that way. I don't like to work off of a lot of information. Now, sometimes I'll need it, but primarily I don't like to be fed info. But you have Queen of Swords, and that's about a loss, being separated from something. So, if not currently speaking, there is a separation coming. It could be within your love life, but it may not. Um, so yeah, it could be within your love life. Source is air sign energy. Doesn't have to be, but it is significant to air sign Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Um, so yeah, Queen of Swords. It talks about a woman who's mature, um, somebody who's independent, but also somebody who's going through a lot of pain and a lot of um, separation and possibly even anxiety. So, as a coming up message, um, but that could be within your life currently. So, you have Nine of Pentacles, and this talks about somebody being in a good space financially, or somebody that's just thankful for what they have, even if it's not a whole lot. But if it's talking about love here, if you're currently separated from somebody or you've lost something or whatever the case is, um, I feel like you're going to come across something a little bit better than what you are hoping for, than what you're currently looking for or looking to happen. Um, and I feel like this loss is going to teach you a very valuable lesson as well. Um, so is it like a, when you say stagnant, is it like a off and on type of thing, or are you single, or Okay, so separated will be correct then. That's also a signal for being single. Um, so yeah, something better is coming up for you. This may not be about love, but it could be. Um, yeah, um, yeah, I feel something coming up better. It's not going to be exactly what you want, and I don't feel like it's this person that you're in love with either. Um, so if it happens to be him, it's just going to go back to the way it was. And then it's just going to keep being, it's like kind of like an off and on thing, and so that's not really a good thing. Um, but yeah, that separation is going to bring you more opportunities, and you may not see it that way, but that's what I'm seeing. Um, so I hope that made sense. So, Anto, the message is going to be a general prediction. As far as zodiac signs, I'm not an astrologer, but from time to time, that type of information will pop up in somebody's reading anyway. So, what I'm pulling is a general prediction and may not touch on any of the subjects that you've listed because I'm not tapping into anything specific other than a message, a little brief prediction that Spirit wants me to give to you for the moment. So, you're welcome. I mean, but if you feel like it's worth the working out, you can. I'm not at all discouraging you and telling you to walk away if it's not in your heart to do so. Um, However, I just see a lot of stuck energy around that. So, um, Anto, if I'm saying your name right, please let me know that you are here. So I don't need birth dates or zodiac signs. I'll just give the zodiac signs that are associated with whatever card that comes up for you. Yeah, but primarily I don't work with those to connect. Mm. So before I tell you the cards that came up, so I do work primarily with spirit guides and stuff. Cards are not really just my main focus. However, I like to incorporate them in my readings, and I just love to use them, and they make things a lot easier for me to piece together and relay messages that spirit give to me. But I can see imagery of cards and things in my head oftentimes before I give you the message, or before I even reveal the cards. Um or just like a word or a symbol or something that relates to a specific card. And I did see you do have Four of Swords, and that's about a need to, it's about recovery, healing, a need to relax, meditate, take a break from something. The first one you have is Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Wands is fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Swords is air energy. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So these two together. Give me 1 second to see exactly what it is telling me. Mm, I see like you needing to, it's something you're doing too much of. Um, I wouldn't say it's an addiction, but it is something that you could stand to kind of isolate yourself from. Um, it could be some overthinking up here. Maybe you're doing it too much. It's something um with this Knight of Wands, and Four of Swords to me is telling you to take a break from something. Um, do you have any idea of what that could possibly be? Do you have any idea of what I could be talking about? Like, I'm being shown that you need to take a break from something. Are you still here? Um, well, once you do that, or once you start taking care of yourself more, if that is the case, then you'll be able to, hmm, um, are you like, I get a distance regarding those children. It may just be emotionally and mentally, but I feel location wise, like, are you far from them? Hmm. Because Knight of Wands could also talk about like traveling. That's just a possibility since you mentioned the kids. It does also speak of leadership. It's a card of action also. So oftentimes with those types of cards, it can be something that's like unpredictable. So upon certain actions you take, something may or may not change. Um um not trying to get too specific here, but since you did mention kids, it looks like the message here is possibly about the relationship you have with them. Um you'll likely okay. I was getting to that you'll likely be, if there's not any plans to see them, you'll be seeing them soon. Because like I mentioned, Knight of Wands is like a travel card also. So, um, mm, so kind of, you need to do some meditation. Um, when Four of Swords comes up, that's usually what I always see. That's the one thing that always comes up in my mind. Um, so yeah. I mean, there is recovery, but coming to you, but I just feel like it'll be like if you do plan to travel to see them anytime soon, um, that visit could depend on whether things move forward and whether or not there is a recovery. Because, like I said, Knight of Wands is also one of those unpredictable cards, and um, it can be like a stuck energy, also. Um, hmm. um, but yeah, it's a card of action, so it just depends. Um, as far as his birthday, I get like a, I wanted to say March, but then I said I get kind of like a June, July feel, possibly. Feel more like a fire energy. But yeah, so pretty much your prediction is travel coming up with Knight of Wands, and that travel could lead to a lot of recovery and a lot of healing, and you'll also be able to relax too as well. So I hope that helped. And if anybody's wondering, I am using Oceanic Tarot by Jane Wallace. Okay. So yeah, I was getting that from the cards, not my guides, by the way. Knight of Wands is fire energy, but also Four of Swords, like I mentioned, is air, and January 21st is Aquarius, which is an air sign. So there you go. It's possible that he comes off more, or he or she comes off more as like a fire sign, a typical fire sign, even though they're not. So that's possibly why I saw it that way, but I just got that based off of the cards here. So um I think we all have angels around us, but um just one of those things that it's going to be different for, yeah, those numbers are angel numbers, but they'll people are going to see them for different reasons. It's not the same reason for everybody. Um, it's going to be different for everybody specifically. Um, but seeing those numbers, um, if 1111, you see a lot, that's usually about when somebody is on the right path spiritually, um, or it's just a sign stating that you're making responsible choices and things like that. Generally, that's what it usually is. It's like it's nothing like really too specific, but for each person, you're gonna see it for a different reason. um, yeah, for a while I was seeing the number nine as well. I'm not exactly sure why though. I was also seeing the number three a lot, the number six a lot. Um, but nowadays I'm seeing the number four a lot for some reason. You got to look in there. Okay. All right. Um, the thing is, I don't really know a whole lot about that. But like I said, when we see numbers like, hold on, okay. You need to go to bed. 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 Yes. Bed. Okay. Goodbye. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, um, everybody's going to see different numbers for different reasons. So for me to tap in specifically as to why you're seeing that, um, I would have to do like a full assessment or a reading on you. So, but um I mean, I have a numerology deck. Um I'm not sure where I put it, but it's around here somewhere. You can also look up online what it may mean. Um, Let me see. Like, what's the spiritual meaning for a particular number is what you could look up. It says number nine is um the finality or the judgment. It is generally when at the time of judging a person in their works. Also, number nine is used to define the perfect movement. Um, Let me see. I think I'm looking at the wrong thing, but yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That was the meaning for the Bible. Um, So number nine, it says now, like I said, everybody's going to experience seeing these numbers for different reasons, but generally, it says number nine symbolizes love, faith, spiritual enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. Similar to the angel number 99, it also represents karma and the universal spiritual laws. The angel number nine means also that you could be a light worker. Hmm. Um, since it's now 2019, though, I would say just see if you see it anytime coming up because I feel like what was in 2018 is in that year. So while you were seeing it last year, it could have been a very specific reason why. And if you see it this year, it could be different from the reason you were seeing it last year. So, um, yeah. Brandon, go to bed. It is 5 o'clock in the morning and this boy is still awake. Um, yeah. But from what I just read, it's represents well, I think all the numbers mean that when you see repetitive numbers. Um, Possibly, but I think all repetitive numbers represent like spiritual awakenings and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure that meaning that they put up was going to even be helpful because I feel like that goes for every number. But but yeah, it could have been. I just feel like if you're going to be seeing it this year, it's probably going to be for a different reason than what it was than when you were seeing it last year. Um so So if anybody would like a if that's tied up with somebody that that you didn't or that you think was bad for you, that could also be a warning number more than an angel number. That's more of a warning. Um so if anybody that hasn't had a prediction and would like one, let me know. It is brief. It's not tapping into anything specific. I'm just giving you what spirit gives me along with whatever card pops up for you. Um, it may or may not be something you want to know about. I'm just giving you what comes up. Hmm. When you say seeing him, or do you mean like, are you going to be hanging out with them, or are you in a position where you have to see him daily, like at work or something? So I am doing just general predictions. However, if there is like a specific question you have, I will answer those for a donation. Now, I do free yes or no's from time to time, but when I'm just focusing on one thing, like I am now with general predictions, if somebody asks a specific question, that I will allow if you send a donation. No, not hanging out. Not. I've never hanged out with him. I'm in a position where. Hmm. Mm, hmm. Um. I mean, are you interacting with him when you see him, or is it just like you see him and you're? Is it like a work type of situation? Like you see him and you do what you have to do, but you don't have to talk or do anything with him. So I think maybe in about 15 or 20 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and head off. Um, okay. You're welcome. Um, Nothing. I just kind of sat still. Um, I've been at my parents' for a little while. I don't know when I'm gonna go back to my place, but I didn't really do anything. I mean, if somebody, would have called or wanted to go out or do something, yeah, I may would have. I think I would have went. Um, I don't socialize a lot. I don't go out a lot, but today, like if somebody were to contact me and ask me to go somewhere, I think I would have gone. I just felt like going somewhere today, but just another ordinary day for me so far. Mhm. Yeah, but it's time for me to get back home because I've been here well over before the new year. Yeah, I think I've overstayed because it's definitely time for me to go back home. Um, I've been here, it's been a little while. I just had some health issues, so it's kind of enabled me to be by myself at home. That and the fact that I had to get some things fixed in my apartment, and during that phase, I couldn't really stay there. But other than that, I think I'm good to go back home now. Hopefully, this year is better for me regarding health. I'm usually a very healthy person. Never really had any problems, but this year, I had one problem after another, and I don't know why. Um, Stress played a big factor into it, though, I believe. But yeah, I'm doing good now. I had got my last checkup. Mm, yeah. I mean, it's reasons I don't understand, but yeah, my last checkup was in October. I'm clear of everything, but I have to work on my iron. Um, yeah. So the other issues, um, I ended up having to. I had cellulitis in my leg. I literally cannot remember which leg it was in. Was, think it was my left leg. This was back in May. Um, Only symptom I had was very bad leg pain. It's like I broke my leg, but I didn't get injured or nothing. It started off like just with a little twinge of pain, and then the next morning it was like full blown, and I had to go to the emergency room at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was that bad. So from there, I had to take certain medications uh, to um, to fix my leg for the pain. They did give me a shot, and since that shot, hey man, and since that shot they gave me, the pain pretty much was non-existent. But I think they still gave me pain medication. I never took it, but I did have to take steroids and the antibiotics, and that is what made me sick, from my understanding. Apparently, it was medicine I couldn't handle, so it put it made my liver enzyme levels too high. Happy New Year. And it temporarily did something to my kidneys and my liver. I was also anemic. Um, I had a lot of issues going on. I just didn't know where they were coming from. Um, yeah, I don't either. The thing is, I think they gave me the wrong diagnosis, first of all, and that medicine, it was a little too, it was way too strong for me. And then the steroid, it was like a dose pack where you have to take so many in a day, and then it tempers down. It gets to a low dose eventually. Um, so like after I had got off that, is when I started noticing I had two antibiotics left. I have to take two antibiotics. Then on top of that, I had to take like three or four of the steroid pills a day. Um, it starts you off, I think, with one or maybe two a day. Then it gets to six a day, whatever the case is, and then it lowers, it decreases. Um, and that was for 6 days. Um, by the time I got off of those, I only had two. I had to take two antibiotics too a day. Those were very strong. By the time I got off of the steroids, I noticed that I only had 1 day of the antibiotics left. That's when I started having like migraines and nausea. My appetite was gone. I felt like I had to throw up every 5 minutes. Stomach, um, just fevers. I was burning up. I went to the emergency room, and they told me that I was withdrawing from, or my body was withdrawing from those steroids. Um, not me, but my body. Yeah. And so, I mean, they didn't really help me much, and I felt like something else was going on. So, my mom took me, man, and I'm not doing specific questions. What I'm doing is giving a general prediction, just with what spirit shows me, along with whatever card comes up for you. It's not necessarily going to be anything that you're wanting to know about. Um, so yeah, but just give me a minute and I will do a prediction for you. Um, but yeah, I guess it was just medicine that was too strong for me. So I wasn't really sure about the answer. The emergency room, no problem. The emergency room gave me. So what I did was my mom took off work and took me to a doctor's office the next day, because I around this time I was really bad sick, like I felt like I was gonna die every day. That's how bad it was. And the doctor that I went to, he thoroughly tested me for a lot of different stuff. Um, and I was telling him symptoms I had, and then he kind of filled in symptoms he think I had and everything like that. And he said, "Well, I think it's just like a viral infection," but he was going to test me for a bunch of different stuff, and it came back that my liver enzyme numbers were high. I think it was the normal number is like 80 something, I think, and mine was like 100 and something. I can't remember the exact number. Um, okay, so I stopped because I thought my nephew was like playing in the toilet or something. I heard water. So, but anyway, so yeah, I had a high number. The thing is, I don't really drink like that, so I knew it couldn't have been that. Um, the only thing I could think of was this medicine. Then the fact I wasn't eating enough, but on top of that, when I did eat, it wasn't exactly always healthy. So that was another problem. Um, I guess stress did it too. But yeah, test came. They gave me the test results over the phone because they had to do a number of tests, so I couldn't get it the same day. Yeah, it was my liver and then my kidneys, and then I had to get retested again 2 weeks later. Kidney was improving, but liver was still elevated. And then they just called me in 6, 7 months later, which was October, and I was all clear. So, and I had been anemic the whole time. Um, I had some indigestion problems also. Yeah, just a lot of stuff going on due to medicine, pretty much. Um, so my only problem is now they said is my iron, and I think I pretty much made up for that. So yeah, I'm good now. Do I? The question is, do I feel good? A lot of the times I do not, and I'm paranoid and thinking that I'm gonna get sick again because from time to time I am getting outbreaks of fever out of nowhere. And lately I've been very nauseated, and those are signs. So hopefully that's left in 2018. But I think I am going to take it upon myself to get checked again just to make sure, because I am experiencing um, stuff I was at that time now, like headaches, nausea. Um, so, Manon, I'm going to get to you. Uh, Headaches, nausea. Not a very low appetite. Mm, but yeah, I mean, according to them, I'm clear, but don't feel like it most of the time. So that's why I say it's important for people to follow their intuition, even if they don't think it's very high. Because if I'd have fought, like I had to, like I have spirit guides that won't shut up, and they are part of the reasons why like I've never not followed a doctor's orders, but like there was a doctor that prescribed me some type of medicine, like it was for anxiety. It was like it was medicine that they also use to put patients to sleep before surgery and things like that. I said I'm not doing that, so I left it alone. um and there was also medicine I was taking for like indigestion, or omeprazole, and what they I had told the doctor that I did was taking them, but I took myself off of them because I was experiencing stomach pain and stuff, and for some reason, um, I was on it for 30 days, but I also had to do a refill of it, and the refill was like a lot different from the first doses for some reason, and um, yeah. So I stopped taking it, and I went to when they called me in October to get rechecked. They were like, "I'm glad you did stop taking this stuff because it could have further messed you up." So I just, yeah. So follow your intuition. Sometimes following the doctor's orders gets you nowhere. I never not did that, but I think I was better off doing it. Um, yeah. So my point is follow your intuition. So Manning. Um, so you have thank you, you too. Yeah, I should be asleep too, but I can't sleep, so yeah. So Manning, you have three of wands, so it's about perseverance, which means for you to like jump over certain obstacles to get to where you need to or where you want to be. Um, it does talk about like long term success with something, but um there's like a whole lot of waiting. There's a waiting game. There's um it's a need to push through a lot of stuff. So I feel like for you this is talking about um I do feel like it could be love, but I also feel like it's like I don't know, I'm seeing it being about something else, but I can't put my finger on what it could be. I don't feel like it's work. It's something that feels like work, but it's not work. Um, and Seven of Wands is also about learning how to cope. It is a card of strength. Wands is fire energy, by the way, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So I feel like mid to late August, possibly. you'll have a breakthrough. I do feel like it's your love life. It's like some. It feels like a job though. Um, but it's like you wasted so much of your time on one specific thing or one specific person, and it's like you. It feels like you were working a full time job dealing with this situation or this person. So um and whatever the situation a person left you with is what they're going to continue to leave you with, is what I see. um I also have Eight of Wands. It does speak of travel possibly, or some type of communication coming up for you via social media, or it could be, it doesn't have to be regarding your love life. It could also be like about financial opportunities, professional communication, some type of communication coming for you. Um, it doesn't indicate whether it's negative or positive communication. You have two cards from the wand suit, so it feels like there's some fire energy here, whether that's with you or another person, or possibly both of you, or just that's just your type of energy, and it may not be in your chart anywhere, or it may be. Um, so yeah, that's what spirit is showing for you, man. And I know you asked about communication. I wasn't trying to get into answering a specific question. I don't know if that communication is necessarily from this person you asked about, but it is some type of communication coming to you from some type of source. Um, and also, you may want to read up on the wand suit. It is fire energy, but when you have multiple cards from the same suit, it's usually trying to tell you something. It's a sign. So just look up the wand suit. Um, I know Biddy Tarot, BIDDYTAROT .com. They have it'll tell you what this suit is speaking of. Um, so if you're interested in finding out more about that, um, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna head off to probably, and I think I might go ahead and head off now because it's 5:48. However, if I do offer, you're welcome. I do offer personal readings, all at low cost, by the way. So if you're interested, just contact the email address I just provided. Um, yeah, I might be back on live later. Maybe not. Not sure. Um, it'll probably be like another thing during the nighttime, because during the daytime when I'm at somebody else's house, I don't have a lot of space. Um, and that's kind of frustrating. So yeah. So also, if you like, you could share this with some people. I'm trying to get some more subscribers and get myself out there more. Um, so if you know anybody that would be interested, do fill them in. I am a psychic healer. Um, I've been doing this professionally since I believe 2016. I have had the gift um, for all my life. I just didn't recognize it till I got a certain age. I didn't recognize what it was, but I've helped a lot of people, and I hope to help many more to come. 2019 should be a very interesting year for a lot of people and even myself, I feel. So, um, but yeah. Um, yeah. So I do want to show this before I get off. I pulled this card earlier for everybody. I was gonna put it in the thumbnail, but I couldn't because well, I could, but I had just changed my mind about it. It's death is an illusion. So I feel like that's about how we're just transitioning into a new year, and people are still feeling like they're kind of stuck in the past, stuck in last year. They're afraid of changing, they're afraid of transforming into this new year. Um, but it's just something that everybody's gonna have to kind of get over. So I'm gonna go ahead and head off. I see there's a second person in here. If you haven't had a prediction for me, let me know and I will get you one before I head off. Um, yeah. I actually forgot all about my water. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I keep saying that. If I don't get off now, I probably never will. Um, so yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're interested anyway, I'm not forcing anybody, but and happy new year.